Update AITA for laughing at my stepson and ruining his wedding? Hi Reddit friends. My update was taken down by AITA for not having a good enough conclusion, but I do have an update. I had to condense it a lot for AITA, but I'm going to just copy and paste it here. Thank you to everyone who responded to my post. Most of you were kind and offered good advice. I appreciate it. Before I give an update, I just want to answer a few frequently asked questions. 1. I am not an affair partner. My husband did not cheat on his ex-wife with me. We met about a year after they divorced. She was already engaged, not to current stepdad. Not that that really matters. 2. Ben was at the dinner. He is autistic. I went into it more in some of my comments, but he was very upset. He doesn't understand what the argument was exactly about, but he was mostly upset at Adam for saying I'm not their parent, and then at all the siblings for fighting with each other. Anyways, the update. The short is, if you guessed it was related to Biomom, you were correct. I didn't want this to be the case. Adam rescheduled with Charles for Monday, citing Easter weekend. Fair enough. He also texted my husband to let him know that him and Alice would be doing Easter with her parents. We expected that. At some point on Sunday, Ellie texted Alice. I am not sure what exactly was said, but it prompted Alice to spill everything that was going on with her parents. I have met them a few times, but they live a few hours away. They encouraged her and Adam to reach out to us to clear everything up. Monday, we dropped Ben off to Biomom's. He stayed an extra night for Easter fun. A few hours later, she began to blow up my husband's phone as Ben mentioned the fight. My husband answered one call in which she was screaming and promptly hung up. He texted her that the siblings argued, everything is fine, and that if Ben has any further questions, we will talk about when he's back with us. From some of the things she texted, we knew she was the root of all of this. Monday, Adam also met up with Charles, and he did come clean. Charles texted us to see if it was okay if they came over after, and we said yes. I'm not going to lie, Adam looked a mess. He immediately began crying and apologizing. The short and sweet is that he's been trying to mend bridges with Biomom. Their wedding isn't 60 people, it's blown up to about double that, and they have been struggling to figure out how to pay for it. At one of their visits, Alice let it slip, and Biomom jumped to help pay for things. It slowly snowballed from there, from small requests to big requests. I am not sure what the final nail in the coffin was, but it ended with Biomom requesting I not be there. Adam said it was easier to hurt me and risk WW3 with his mom. Alice's parents were less than pleased to find out how they've been with the wedding budget, and even less so at Biomom's antics. They are trying to figure out how to start covering the payments Biomom has made. We've decided to help some with this. Adam also asked if we could meet again in a few days with Alice, and we've said yes. There is still a lot of ground to cover for this to be close to mended. I am still hurt, but mostly, I'm angry on behalf of my oldest son. I figured the Biomom was behind the chaos, but that still doesn't exonerate Alice and Adam. I can more easily understand Adam feeling torn between his moms. But Alice? The way she expressed herself to OP in the original post sounds like she was more interested in her dream wedding than the future of her marriage within the context of Adam's family. So where does this leave you all with the wedding? Biomom is already burning bridges. This is not how Adam should want to start his marriage. Honestly, I think they would be better off giving the money back and downscaling. I'm sorry X is so insecure and emotionally blackmailing her son to exclude you. That's really immature behavior on her part. Wow. So Biomom is systematically destroying his son's wedding. Her goal was to hurt OP, but she's also hurting her son by causing damage to all his familial relationships. Being a bonus mom myself, I figured it was the Biomom behind it. Hopefully the relationship with you and Adam can be repaired. You seem like an amazing bonus mom. Wishing you the best. Update. Me, thank you for the update. I have been thinking of you since your first post on this. I am a stepmom too, and realize how hurt you must have been. Like most others, I assumed Biomom was somehow involved. Best wishes in getting everything settled, and your son having a beautiful wedding with you proudly in attendance. OP, you're a saint. It sounds like Adam has a massive problem vis-a-vis his fiancée and his mother. I don't mean this unkindly, but I get the impression that he isn't a very strong man, and he has in his romantic life inadvertently pursued a woman with whom he will build a relationship similar to that modeled on that of his father, stepfather, and biological mother. I'd look askance at anyone who was close to the biological mother, but for Alice to invite you floral shopping despite knowing you weren't invited, and to casually mention that fact during your husband's birthday dinner, perhaps in the hopes that this would prevent an emotional eruption and everyone would just shut up and silently accept it, is incredibly cruel. A good person would have told Adam's biological mother where to shove it. A decent person would have sat you down privately and very apologetically explained why you weren't invited. Alice did neither of those. It might be worth considering what sort of relationship you can reasonably expect to have with Adam and any future children he and Alice have going forward.